Hello everyone, KMB777. Thank you so much for tuning in, subscribing, liking, and sharing. Really appreciate it. I'm out here in nature again. As you can see behind me, there's a beautiful, calm, serene lake, some small fish, frogs, squirrels, chipmunks, silence, and just a rustling of the wind in the breeze. And so I just got done meditating for about an hour and a half, and you could compare the mind to this river. So you have things come up, maybe like this leaf, and then it runs past. In other words, I got a question in the comments about getting thoughts that are troublesome. Oh, just take it from the river. It's the same thing as if you had maybe like a pain in your ear or any bodily pain. It'll pass. It's just like indigestion of the mind. When you practice meditation and you are able to let go and you find yourself in the quiet and the stillness, if you're fortunate enough to have something right in your own backyard that is like this, you can connect to the quiet. And I know this might sound cliche, but you can be the experience of the thought. In other words, it's like a movie. Like, well, I'm stressed out and I'm thinking, what am I going to do for this or housing or whatever, food, but it's like when you bring yourself into that silence, eventually you can disconnect, and it's like you're watching that all as if it's not happening to you, as if it's just a movie. And by detaching yourself from the little theater that the brain wires and plays, and what drama, melodrama could it create today, you become inherently more connected. You become more peaceful and at peace. And it's a psychologically proven fact that when you're not always living out the emotion that are tied to the thoughts, whatever, or worries. And right now with the C virus pandemic, everyone's worried about everything. Well, what are we going to do with school? What are we going to do with this? And this one's schedule is disrupted. Evictions are happening, unlawful evictions, and people getting removed from their housing is happening left and right because we had an entire generation that bit off more than they could chew. And are now being foreclosed upon, etc. But when you wind it back, it's all just, it's not really what's happening to you, you see. And if you can detach yourself from that theater, the emotion will stop as well. And when the emotion, because most of the time it can be negative, stops, your body will stop having a physiological reaction to whatever it is that theater is conjuring up. So literally, just as if you were to have if you had like a large pasta meal and you're getting that acid reflux, it's there for a time, but it'll pass. So these melodramas that the survival mind, or otherwise known as the ego mind, as we know that the brain has the ego, the superego, and the id, but also in different schools of thought, the ego is thought to be your fight or flight, your what you need to survive, and the thing that is not good at handling criticisms. What does the world think of me? Do I have the newest smartphone? Let me take a selfie of my food. Let me get more involved in my phone. Or worse, let me parent with a phone. Oh, I'm really tired, little Jimmy. Here, have a cell phone. You have that acid reflux. You have acid reflux of the mind, and it goes away, and you treat it as such. And the purpose of it all is expansion. What you want to do is, once you come out here in like a setting like this, which is so beautiful in person that it could be a green screen, I would jump in the water and prove to you that it's not. But at the same time, I don't particularly care if you believe it or not. And that's another part of the problem. People are too concerned with who cares about what and proving this and that. Anyway, if you can come out here and expand through however you do it, meditation, prayer, then eventually you see how small you are in the grand scheme of things. And you just get lost in it. And that's better to get lost in spirit than to get lost in the world. So anyways, being out here even reminds me of in parts of mythology you had different beings. One, well, I forget what the one was. It was like half horse, half the name escapes me. Anyways, he's half man on top and then a horse on the bottom, but he was like the guardian of the river in like Greek mythology, I think. I feel like that's where you could find me. Some people like open fields, and those are nice, and some people like hills and climbing rocks, and I love, I personally would love being on top of just a big mountain looking down, because once you look down, right away it puts you in a better mood when you're elevated, But as for me, I can always be found near a flowing body of water, because it reminds me to refresh the mind. It reminds me that even a bad experience, a terrible experience in life, is transitory, just like this moving body of water. It's here, and then it goes on. It does not stay. Everything in the world is of a transitory nature. May Lord Jesus Christ bless you and your families. Have a great day.